Okay, what's going on, guys? And welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Russ, introduce the guest, man.
Today we have Cage Warriors lightweight sensation. It's Decky Mcaleenan. Decky, how are you doing?
I'm good, boys. I'm good. How are you?
Very, very good,
Doing
man.
good.
Very much so looking forward to this weekend. Cage Warriors trilogy. And anytime Decky's fights, you know he's coming in there for the finish. So he is must see, guys. So make sure to check out Decky's fight. He's an animal in there, isn't he, Basmo?
Yeah, Decky, we were just saying off the air. Nothing too bad now. But we were saying that Decky's getting prime time here on Saturday. So, like, Deck, when you got the call now to take on, Steve McIntosh, and you knew it was going to be on like one of the main fights on the Saturday night. How that all come about?
Just pretty much the options that we were given, or not even the options that we were given, the people that we asked for. I think there was 3 or 4 names I sent over, and it was back and forward, and there was no certain people had stuff on that couldn't take the fight, and then we were going for a couple of weeks, and then finally, I think the first day Stevie turned the fight down. We had something up, and then a couple of weeks later, then Ian texts me and says that they're up for it. So I don't care who's on the roster. I'll fight if they say yes. I'll not say no.
And what do you make of Stevie? Obviously, he's coming out of high level MMA over in Scotland. It's a well regarded gym. And what do you make of him as an opponent?
I think he's a good solid on paper. He's the best opponent for me. He's a finisher, or he gets finished or finishes people. But if you look at my track record, anyone that's come out and tried to finish me has got stopped themselves, like whether it be submission or knockouts. So I look forward to getting in there against him. Like, as I said, solid opponent, dangerous in all areas with his strike and any submissions. So let's see who the better man is. Let's see who puts the other one away.
Yeah, Decky, we obviously had you on for your last fight, and you're looking way better this time around. Like, how's this camp gone? Has it gone better?
Yeah, this camp's been flying. I think as well, I think that was the night before weigh-in, so I wasn't exactly in a great place.
Blame Ross. That was Ross's fault, not my fault.
Hey, oh man, I didn't say you didn't look good the last time. That was all you, but
I didn't say you didn't look good. I'm just saying he looks better here.
Yeah, no, still I'm not drawn out just yet, so I'm not. No, this camp honestly has been perfect. I've been talking about it. Like my last fight against Lister, I tore my hamstring about 6.5 weeks out from that fight. So I wasn't in the best place going into it. And then previous fights, I haven't had like a good run on the trilogy series. So I haven't, with a torn MCL, pop ribs, and then fucking a torn hamstring. So thank God now, touch wood, training's done, and I'm fresh. Like I don't have one niggle anywhere, thank God. So everything's going to plan. Everything's going perfect, better than planned.
One thing I will say, Decky, is obviously it looked like on the trilogy Paul Redmond was going to fight Mehdi Benlaker, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but Redzer had to pull out through an injury. Do you think that this makes your fight a potential number 1 contender fight?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that happened. Use breaking news. It shouldn't be broke.
well, there you have it.
It just came out today. We actually, when we had Joe on, we mentioned that Redzer could fight. Redzer will fight Joe. Yeah, Redzer will fight Joe in Dublin or in Ireland. So obviously with Redzer out now, like obviously you wouldn't, like, it wouldn't be ideal for yourself. But I mean, the whole point was making a massive card for like somewhere in Ireland.
Well, look at the lineup of Irish fighters. You just have to take people in from Ireland. You just have to take people in from elsewhere to fight the Irish boys. Like if we did put a card on down in Dublin or up in Belfast, like, you know, there's no reason why we couldn't. Like, you'll have 2 Irish world champions come Saturday night, like with Joe on Friday and Ian on Saturday, in my opinion. And then the situation with Joe and myself, like I don't know, we were teammates, like in the same jiu-jitsu club and different things. So I'd love to see Joe win, and I'd love to see him defend the belt and everything, but I hope something bigger comes along for him before I get the knock at the belt, like Joe, because it wouldn't be the best thing for either of us to have done, like for him, for his first defense and my sort of first world title. It wouldn't be ideal, like, but personally, I think that was the eliminator. And with Mehdi pulling out the last fight and missing the title fight, and then Paul pulling this time, I think maybe that because the two boys have drawn, if Joe wins, Mehdi will get the immediate title shot, as he was already meant to have it. Like,
yeah, definitely. It's you know what? It is very much up in the air, but like we've seen it in MMA many times before, when one person goes out there and catapults people by putting in a performance of a lifetime, and you totally have that opportunity to do that as well. So yeah, it wouldn't be ideal for probably a Joe versus Decky matchup. And I actually heard him on a different podcast the other week, and he was singing your praises. He was saying that anytime Decky steps into that cage, he knows he's the best striker out of the two of them every time. So he knows how good you are, and he sings your praises. So I definitely wouldn't be down for that. I don't really want to see that, if you know what I mean. But
no, I'm just saying,
stranger things have happened.
That's why this trilogy cannot be missed this week. Like the stories that are going to come out of it, it's going to like push on even towards where they're going, San Diego, and then there's going to be another thing. Like it just can't be missed. This trilogy cannot be missed.
That's the other thing. If lockdown eases and travel restrictions ease, like, what happens if an early Yank comes in and he's the cream of the crop? Like, John, I'm sure they're not going to be looking to keep all like UK and Irish fighters as the world champion. They're going to be looking to add them in as well. So if the travel restrictions ease, it's going to be even better, because then you won't have the likes of me and Joe having to potentially fight each other for a world title, or Joe and Paul, or me and Paul, or Jones, like local people. We'll get to actually go against people from around the world and show that Cage Warriors is the best promotion in Europe and has the best fighters fighting each other. Unfortunately, it's like the UK and Ireland's a small place, so you end up having to come up against your mates or people that you've trained with. Like, so with them going to America, it's going to be better.
How difficult is that? Because like obviously not many people would have fought someone that they've put so many hours in the mat or in the cage. Like how is that? How does that feel? Excuse the stuttering.
As I said, I don't know how it feels, because I don't know if it would happen. Don't, like, obviously, if it does come about and it's offered, I would talk to Joe about it and see, like, Joe, at the end of the day, there will be, like, whenever fighting's done, me and Joe have trained and put hours in together that we're mates. So it'd be something that the two of us would have to decide, right? What's the story?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it will be very, very strange. And I think it's totally different that it's a pro bout as well, because like it's on your pro record, and that's both your livelihood at stake. Yeah. If it was an amateur bout, I think it would be easier to, like, right, we'll get in there and then we'll have a point afterwards. As opposed to this actually affects your career trajectory. So it definitely does make a total difference. But Decky, I assume you're going in here for the finish. You always do. Are you dying to get that microphone as soon as you get the finish to call your shot? Because you'll know by then.
Yeah, everything will be in paper. Like, so definitely, I want the top boys in the division. But as I said, if we can avoid Joe, that would be great. But if I get the stoppage, what I think I will get, definitely I want my shot. Like, or if not, at least the next in line. You don't like to be like a title eliminator in September.
Yeah.
Maybe would you be interested in fighting Mehdi?
Definitely. That's stylistically, that's a perfect match for me. That's someone that we had. That's someone that we were looking for. As I said, he had beat Stevie, so he was one of the names on the first list. But I thought he was getting the title shot, and he didn't. So he got Paul. So I was guessing that was an eliminator, and that my next fight would be then a title eliminator then.
And Decky, what's that process like when you're looking to fight someone on Cage Warriors? Who do you go to with? Do you go to Ian Dean with the straight? Do you go directly to him, or do you go through someone, or what way does it work?
No, I go straight to Ian. So I'm managed by Intensity, so it's handy to deal with them. So it is.
You know what? I feel like I don't know if casual is the right word to use, but it seems like with Ian Dean and with Graham Bowen, all the fighters have such a like natural relationship with them, and it makes his life very easy to get things done. because he seems quite friendly with them all. So it doesn't seem, it feels like there's less negotiating to go through with these guys. You know what I mean? It's very much in Cage Warriors. I want to fight him, and it's a yes or a no.
Yeah. Well, we had talked after the Leicester fight on the Sunday, or sorry, Saturday before I left, and it was a case of Ian asked me, did I want to be, the next trilogy's on this date, I want to be on it. If you say yes, that's it, you're on. So I said, yeah, 100%. And then he said, right, we'll talk about opponents during the week or something. Don't just like go away on and enjoy yourself there, and then we'll get something sorted. I am by far the easiest person to match with for fights because I have said yes to everyone. Like throughout my whole amateur and pro career, the first name, the only fight that I didn't say yes to was Steve Amable. That was one that I picked myself, as I was offered 3 opponents whenever I fought him, and he was the one that I picked, because he had the best record and he was the most experienced out of everyone. Every other time than that, it has been like, Decky, you're fighting Stevie McIntosh, right? Okay. Decky, you're fighting Tom Mearns, okay. Fentry, no problem. That's the way it goes. Like, and that's the way I think as a pro fighter. Well, as a fighter, you should be.
Company man.
That's it, absolutely. Baz, would you like to? I'm going to ask you a question now. Would you like to see a Cage Warriors ranking system that maybe they do the top 5 or top 10 in each division, and it gives you a bit more of a clear vision, especially for people who don't watch Cage Warriors as regularly as we do, to be like, right, here's the best guys.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, doing the show, we like sometimes we're introducing people to people for the first time. You know what I mean? So like, if there was like a numbers or rankings, I know Bellator just added in as well. I don't think many people really have looked at that really, but I mean, once it's in for a while, then people really will just follow the ranking system as well. But I was just thinking, it seems like anytime a belt gets vacated, there seems to be a tournament. Like they could do a lightweight tournament. This could be like pushed more. I think Cage Warriors don't know how big they really are. You know what I mean? I think I think the production they do, the fights they put on, everything about it, like there's no messing. It's in and out. It's a lot faster than Bellator. You know what I mean? I think they're doing great things. Decky, I'll ask you. You obviously made your debut on Cage Warriors in 2017, and obviously this is going to be, I don't know what number trilogy. It's probably your third trilogy. But what is the difference you've seen since obviously number 80 to 124?
Number 80, was that the? That's the first one I was on. Was that?
Yeah. It was 2017. Yeah. It was your win against Thomas Turgeman. What how have you seen the progression of Cage Warriors, how it's evolved?
It's always been a well-run ship. Like it's like whenever you come in, you have the same meeting with Graham. We're running the same meeting since then, where he's has his wee talk with the fighters and blah blah blah. There's no room for error. Like from one of my teammates, Damien Rooney, has been on the show. Like, he fought on Cage Warriors. I don't think anything has changed from then to now as how tight a ship is run. Like, you're given, I think it's 5 minutes either side of what time you'll be walking to the cage, and I've yet to hear of anyone not make them 5 minutes either side. like, and now with the trilogy, there's no mess, and they've just shown that outside of the UFC, they're the top show. Like, looking after fighters, getting fighters fights, making it possible for us to train. Whatever's needed is done for us. Like,
yeah, I have to agree, and definitely from a production standpoint, from I suppose a fan standpoint, it's incredible as well. Like the walkouts to the commentary team to the announcers. I just think it is absolutely top world class, and there's never any like real mistakes or anything on it, which is great to see. So,
yeah, but and also, like, I'm not hating on any other organization, but the talk has purely been about Cage Warriors this week on this side of over here in Ireland, rather than there hasn't been a peep about Bellator.
Yeah, but there hasn't really been peep about UFC either. Cyril Gane is fighting Alexander Volkov this weekend. There are 2 Europeans, and no one's talking about that either. So I suppose the real hype is Cage Warriors this weekend. It is the trilogy. I think everyone knows what you get with Cage Warriors. You're getting an absolute whirlwind of a show. You're getting 3 days worth of fights, and you know what? You're getting new champions to be crowned. So I think that's the real selling point of Cage Warriors, and especially with Decky's fight on Saturday, they're going to fight daytime, which is fantastic. So people can watch the fights and then get on about their evening, Saturday night, whatever way they want.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Decky, when's the last time you fought during the day?
That's a question, boys.
And will it affect you or not?
No. I'd say my last time I fought during the day was probably my last amateur fight. I think I fought. That was a tournament. Tournament. Fought the first fight of the night and the last fight. So maybe 6-7 years ago. But see, to be honest with you, now that the weigh-ins at 10 o'clock in the morning, use every excuse you want under the sun. There's two of us getting in the fight. He has to fight at the same time as me. So there's no, I don't think personally, if anything, it'll just cut out the line about doing nothing, so it'd be good.
Meal wise or anything, would that affect you?
No, I can't see why. I would have a massive breakfast and then just nibble throughout the day. So I get up and get my breakfast at about 8 o'clock, and then I'll probably go back to bed and chill out and then just nibble away as whenever we head to the venue.
Cool as cucumber here, Basmo.
No,
messing with our Decky. He's like, yeah, I'll probably go back to bed and then get up and spark some fella out and then, see where it goes from there.
The great thing about doing the show as well is every time we have a guest on, we're like we have it all like highlighted. We can't miss that fight. That's the fight we're watching. And it's just we actually can't wait to see you perform this Saturday, Deck. Before we let you go, is there anything else you want to say to the Mcaleenan army that's tuning in? That's can't wait to see you perform on Saturday.
No, this one's going to be good. Like, this one's for all of us. It's time that I get my fucking name back out there.
Absolutely. Decky, how are you getting it done come Saturday?
I'm going to finish him. 100% I'm going to finish him. But I think...
Yeah, no draws, Decky. No draws.
No, definitely not. No,
You're off the draws.
I think I'm going to submit him. I think he's got a quit button. And whenever I hit him, I think he's going to start panicking, and then I don't know what's making me think that I'm going to submit him, but I think I will.
Well, look, Decky, you've got knockout finishes, you got submission finishes. You're dangerous everywhere. We love to see, watch a fight. Like, not even from an Irish point of view, we like to watch a fight. You're actually just an incredible fighter all around, and we'll definitely be cheering you on. Guys, if you are watching this at home, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to share this video. Make sure to head over to Decky's Instagram, give him a follow, wish him luck before Saturday. And as always, stay energized.